Good morning, Year 8s. Sorry I'm not able to be in there with you today. Here's some questions to get you started. When you think you have your answers, pause the video because I'm about to give the answers. Okay, here they come. So the sum was 1200. And product of its primes, it's 3 to the power of 3. Remember, you need to write the power, and you remember you need to write that it equals 27. Last week, we looked at some of the relationships between the angles on, I'm going to move me down here, the angles that appear on parallel lines. And here is a quick summary. I want to make sure that you have this written in your book because you're going to need this. So alternate angles, this first one here, I can't draw on the screen, that's a shame. Alternate angles are angles that are on opposite sides, on the different parallel lines and on opposite sides of the transversal, like the top left. And if you think of the letter Z and the angles within the little elbows of the Z, then those are the alternate angles. And those ones are the same as each other, they're equal. Moving down to the bottom left, corresponding angles, which is angles that are in the same position, but on the other line, the other parallel line, but in the same position on the parallel line. So corresponding, like if your letterbox was in the same position as your neighbour's letterbox, they would be corresponding, but on different properties. That's what corresponding is. So these two angles are going to be the same as each other as well. We've talked about vertically opposite a couple of times. If those angles are across from each other, directly across from each other like that, vertically opposite, they're going to be the same as each other. And top right, co-interior angles, those are supplementary. They add up to 180 degrees. So those two angles within the same shape, it's like a letter C, both of the angles in there are going to add up to 180 degrees. All right, so with a pair of parallel lines, pretend they're straight, and you've got a transversal, there are only two different angles in this whole set of angles. So this one and this one are the same as each other, and it's also the same as this one and this one. Those are all the same. Now, the other set of angles, I'm going to do those in green. This one and this one are also the same as each other, and this one and this one are the same as each other. And the green angle and the red angle together add up to 180 degrees. They're right next door to each other on the line in every position. They're right next door to each other on a straight line, which means they add up to 180 degrees. So within this space here, you've got one of each. They add up to 180 degrees. Vertically opposite, you've got the same angles. They are the same as each other. Corresponding angles are the same. And what was the other one? Alternate angles. So the ones within the Z like that are the same as each other. So once you've got your head around that, I'm going to get you to go into your textbook. We're starting at page 58, where there's some information that you can read through if you're not sure, to make sure you completely understand this. Then you can go on to page 60. I'll write that down here for you, page 60. And I want you to do as much as you can up to question 10. Questions 1 to 10. Now you choose the questions that you do. So if you feel like this is easy, you can go through a little faster, do a couple from each section. Have a go at question 10 because it looks pretty tricky. If you're having a bit of trouble, just start from question 3. Let's start at question 3. Just start at question 3 and work through each one. Make sure you ask for help. Make sure you've got the notes written down. And hopefully you can get through that. Good luck.